We are welcome once again to our digital strategy development class, and this is a class where we are actually focusing on how to develop a digital marketing strategy for any brand and for any business in any industry. Principles are the same, but applications may differ. So it is very important. So in our last class, we were talking about understanding social media. So we were able to talk about what social media is, and I was also able to explain to us that the social media is just a technological platform where people identify themselves in groups based on interest, profession, geography, their belief, even their religious system. Although Facebook targeting system does not allow you to use, they don't grant access, and it's not also included to that's access to those indicators, targeting indicators that will always engender segregation, discrimination. So you can't find things based on beliefs. You cannot target church, you cannot target religion, you can target university, you can target just the social um, indicators. So, but then I was able to establish in the last class that people exist in their different groups. Despite that, they are online. Their identity remains the same. Their liking remains the same. They don't change because they are online. If you don't have enough information about them, you can't target them. You can't market into an empty audience. People come online with a goal, so you must understand why they are on the platform and how they interact on the platform. So that's what I was able to establish here. And I said also why marketing to your customers through social media is excellent, is an excellent way to drive uh, traffic and generate leads. It is not simple, it's not a simple formula. You cannot just set up an account. It's not just what people do about you want to market online. So the first thing they do is to go and set up social media accounts, and then they are just all over the place. So we talked about benefits of social media. Man, I really delved into this, which I talked about reach. You have wider reach. You are able to nurture uh, customers, acquisitions into paid customers into returning customers, and then returning customers into fans. So it allows you that. And then also have the leverage. The leverage allows you to take advantage of platforms that you ordinarily would not on your own have. So you connect with your customer in the language they communicate by sharing contents and engaging them. So that's what I was talking about, the peculiarity about their geography. You are able to leverage social media too to reach out on that. And then there's peer-to-peer marketing, what's called relationship-based marketing. You're also able to market to people on the um, background of who they know. So someone who likes something might have someone else who also likes the same thing. And then you have the opportunity to market that thing through a third party influence. It could be in form of testimonial. So you are able to focus on your acquisitions so much that your acquisitions become your retentions become your new acquisition. I will talk about, okay, for those of this strategy development class, I don't think um in the branding class I will talk about. It's not even in the branding class, sorry, because the full training is coming in three packages. This is strategy development, there is the personal branding, there is the business strategy development, and there's marketing strategy development. Four different coaching programs. So you see, in the marketing strategy development, this is digital strategy development. So it is there we talk about marketing and your pricing strategy. So you are able to package your services in a way that whoever get, but by being here, you are going to practically see that. So that's why by next week we are going to be doing a couple of things, and tomorrow's class we will not particularly handle web design. We are going to address issues on web design and then go particularly into Google profile listings because it's part of the things you incorporate into a website. Then we'll now do that because by next week, the last week of this year, we are going to be doing, last week is third week, right? Or fourth week, whichever. We are going to be doing a campaign and then we are going to all together be working on something so that we learn all of these things. The advantage of being here is that you are not just doing, you are not just learning, you are doing, you are part of the process. I actually got I'm sharing my screen right now on the system. So I would have actually on my phone, and my system is open in front of me. So I would have actually shown us some analytics on the ECCRO results last week. We started last week, and in 8 days we were able to get some results. But interesting, we are going to see get, so all together we had over 19 persons that did it. So we met on, well, say Tuesday or Monday thereabouts, and we were trying to analyze the results and what we've got. So you can see that while we are doing this, we are going to practically be doing things, and you see how it is done. We will still go into that result again because I'm on the results now and I'm seeing different figures that shows that people actually responded to the call, to the messages, to the uh, um, strategies based on time. So some didn't respond immediately, but they responded later. So in that case, you are going to also be able to understand the place of that was a digression. So I was talking about peer to peer. You are able to use personality based marketing. You're also going to be using important days. This is where our social media management strategies have to come in. We are not just creating content. Stella is supposed to be here by now. I don't know why she's not. Stella and Kelechi and you, goodness, you're here. So we have important days. The international celebrations. They are designated days for specific things. This is Christmas, so our designs, our social media, everything should tilt towards specific designs for the festive season. So we are supposed to have that also included in our social media strategy. And then targeting, of course, you are able to target based on interest group, location, trade, profession, income group, educational background, and so on. And then you're also able to do what's called social listening. You can get a feedback from people directly on social media. So we are going to do all that both in theory and in practice to see how it works. So a very happy year ahead of us that we are going in because we will have so much to do. So today we are going to be talking about choosing your social platforms now. So now what people really do not know is that this thing is really broad, and then when they try to talk about social media, all they see is you're trying to just jump on any platform. So I think this view is better, right? I want everyone to see what is here. Is it better? Can you see better now? Give me a response.
I can't see your screen, no.
Donatus, can you see the screen?
No, I
All
can't see it.
through, all through you couldn't see it, or
No, the thing has to be.
okay. So we are able to uh okay. I'm sharing right now. So I think you should see what's on my screen now. Do you see what it is? Give me a feedback.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see that again. Let's share the screen. Doesn't it work on a landscape screen? I actually put it in landscape and it wasn't showing. So is it, do you see what's on the screen now? So Precious, what exactly is your time where you are?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
It's showing now.
It's showing. All right. So what exactly is your time?
Apologies. I never checked my WhatsApp earlier before now.
Then you should have
So I wasn't
started
really
if you are not.
informed. I just
Well, I can't interrupt the class because of you for now. So haven't gone
sincere
through.
apologies.
Hold on. So haven't gone through that. We have today to talk about choosing your social media platform. You know, a lot of people only know about getting to just create Facebook, create Instagram, create TikTok, or create LinkedIn or Twitter because they are the popular ones they know. But there are even places that are, there are more platforms that are more specific, trade specific, that people who come there and you see a lot, you do a lot of they do a lot to filter when you're trying to market on social, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. LinkedIn is quite different because everybody knows it's a B2B platform, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter are so mixed up that you do a lot of filtering. So there are some specific platforms people don't know about, that people who are there are just there for this purpose and they know. It's not a place to find fun. So the kind of audience you have there, they are already on their own. Stella that shared the link and came in late, right? So there are platforms that already they are on their own, very targeted. But then people don't really know about that. So I actually sat down to group all of the social media platforms into, I think, over altogether 9 groups. So when you're trying to set up a brand, these are the things you should be able to on your own do, and I've helped you do that. I've grouped all of them here because everybody's going to have people are going to have access, not like everybody, because there's a percentage of class participation you will have before I grant you access to any of the tools we have here. It's important. Okay, so the first category is consumer review networks. There are groups. I had to classify this based on their use. Social media networks can be classified based on the activities and contents shared on the platforms. So you cannot just pick up, why are you even choosing Facebook in the first place? Most times Facebook is not the best place for certain brands, but then it is still good because it covers a wide range of people. But then there are more niche specific platforms that can help you do more. So one of it, I have to classify this. You have customer review networks. And so this category is based on location. So users find reviews and share information about products, services, brands, travel, destinations, and restaurants. So travelers looking for places to visit utilize these platforms for information based on the experiences and advice of others. So you can now hear the background now. So a platform where people go to find information, especially the travel and tourism industry. So you will find things like TripAdvisor. There's a social media platform called TripAdvisor. So all that people come to that platform to do is just to find information about a destination. Okay, you are here and you want to travel out now, and you're traveling to a specific place. you come on TripAdvisor, you can actually ask. There are people that are in that location or people that have visited and they are actually on that platform. And they can tell you that place you are going, this is what the reality is. These are not things you can just find in any open place, although Facebook has made it quite easier because you're able to create groups. So you can actually may find groups that exist in that location online. But then a platform like TripAdvisor is just specific to travels. So you can now see that in that place, you don't even struggle to do a lot of these targeting here. And then there's Yelp. Yelp is a review platform too. So people go there, you see Zomato, there is Foursquare, Wayne. People don't really know much about that. And then at least you must know Trustpilot. Trustpilot is also used too for reviews, customer reviews, okay? But then basically those I hope everyone knows Trustpilot. I know Facebook has Facebook reviews. Um, you also have Google reviews, which you could add as review networks. Even Bing has reviews too. But then when you talk about a community of people, where a social platform, you'll be talking about those ones are not social media platforms. These are specific social media platforms people sign up on, just like they sign up on Facebook. So you can find TripAdvisor, Foursquare, Zomato, Wayne, and Yelp. Now, there's another second category. So when you are trying to onboard a brand, when you're trying to onboard a brand on social media, the first thing the first thing you need to know about is this brand you're trying to onboard on social media, what niche are they operating? So if they are in the travel agency, so you should also think about including TripAdvisor to their social media platform. The essence of this grouping is that anytime you want to onboard a client or a customer or any brand you're doing anywhere, any day, first understand the niche they are operating so that you know the social media platforms available to them. So, welcome, Kosi. Um, this is our part of the digital strategy development class, and today we are on choosing social, choosing our social platforms. Yeah.
All right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, Wisdom.
Yeah.
I'll probably maybe at the end of the class I'll just say something.
All right then. All right.
Uh,
So, another thing we will have to do when you try to choose a platform is understand the kind of content shared on the platform. Okay, just like everyone is used to Facebook, used to Instagram, and it's the one we've been using frequently. And if you are coming on a platform and you want to use a platform, the reason we didn't include LinkedIn in the past 2 weeks was because we were trying to handle some stuff which came and then ended yesterday. But now we are coming in a broader perspective. So you are going to be having to understand the contents and how people behave on those platforms. So it doesn't end at just trying to choose social media platforms. Know the type of content shared, how people respond to contents. So you now understand the analytics on each of those platforms. What really mean? What can you interpret as success? How do you define success on each of the platforms you choose? So how do people interact? Facebook, when people like what you post, when you post something and it appeals to people, they like, they share, they comment, and they also do what? Like, share, comment. Reaction in different forms is either they frown, they smile, they show you they care, or what. So you also need to understand how people respond to contents shared on the platform. Then the next thing you're going to have is shopping networks, social shopping networks. Here comes e-commerce. Here, e-commerce is integrated with social media activities such as sporting trends, following brands, and sharing great finds. That's findings. So this includes Polyver, Etsy, Fancy. Who knows about Etsy? Etsy is an e-commerce platform. A lot of the digital products and services you want to buy and you're feeling is too expensive now, if you go on Etsy, they are very cheaper than you think you might find elsewhere, even online courses. So it's a social platform for shopping. So when you're on the platform, it's strictly for shopping. So a lot of the time, people are busy looking at, I want to set up my own shop, but there are already made platforms where you can actually onboard them. I just did for onboarded a brand on this thing, on Jumia. I think that was in September, August, September. And 2 days, he got orders of almost 60,000 naira because I had to do the product listing and SEO for him too. And everything together, just within 2 days. Somebody that was still talking about his own personal website, all this, that, he will do it even up till now, he hasn't done it. But then I was able to tell him, hey, listen, you have a good plan, you want your own personal website, that's good. But understand that there are other platforms you can also utilize while you are still planning to have your website. And then in a matter of days, he got orders. Just 2 days. And everything he was calculating over 60,000 naira orders from 3 different products he listed. So you now see that people are strictly on those platforms to shop. It's not like Facebook where you have people mixed and then everyone here is looking for fun, some are looking for information, some are looking for entertainment, or maybe some are even looking for negative things. So you see how broad it is. So those specific platforms are just people who have come together to do something very defined. So if they want fun, they will not show on that platform. Just like somebody coming on LinkedIn and all you want to do is to crack jokes. That's like entering an office with a suit and tie. Everybody there is serious. Even the unserious ones, you look at them, they are unserious. They are serious. Everybody's just serious on LinkedIn. So you need to understand. Then the third social media platform is interest-based platform. Let me zoom into the screen so at least you can see it. The third category I have put together here is interest-based networks. So these social media networks are built around shared hobbies or interests. So people with common interests gather on these platforms to share. Example, you have CareMom. The name already shows who they are. Reverb Nation, MySpace, Care2, Google Plus. That's when Google Plus was still Google Plus. Twitter, LinkedIn, Classmates, DeviantArt, Goodread, BuzzNet, and so on. There are so many. So like I just mentioned, they are interest-based. So if people have a particular interest in something, they join. So already by what they do and what they want to achieve, by being on that platform, they've achieved because they will definitely connect to those things. This one doesn't come with a lot of struggles to filter. So if you're trying to run ads, what you should even now be focusing on is location, especially LinkedIn. If you have been able to filter the profession, the next thing is location. So are you offering something that is going to be strictly based on location? Then filter that too. So the much thing you do on Facebook ad manager, trying to filter your ads with a lot of keywords, bring in these, remove these, you are targeting. On these other platforms that are strictly interest based or niche based, there is not so much to do in that area because already the platform already streamlines that. So the next thing you get to also see is sharing and collaborative economy networks. There are places. So in this category, users find advice, share, buy, sell, and trade products and use and services between peers. So a platform like Airbeans, Uber, and TaskRabbit, this is where people come to share. Particularly, they are coming to collaborate. So this is not just the end to all of these things, because there are more in this category, and you can even find out that if you begin to break down some of the mentioned this thing, you see also find them here. But then these are very specific to what people do on the platform. They are coming to collaborate, coming to share. So already you know what they are in for. It's not like a place where people are coming to find fun and all of these things. Although even though they may do occasionally, they are not strictly out for that. So when engaging on those platforms, it is also needful to understand that in this place there are things you might not that might not be necessary, things you do on Facebook that might really not be necessary where you are. Then we have the media sharing networks. So on these platforms, users find and share photos, videos, live videos, and all other media. So YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Vimeo, Qzone, Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, and so on share contents like this. So already we know all of these ones, media sharing platforms. So here you come to share contents that are graphic and videographic. So you are just coming to share something that this particularly appeals to this people want to connect with. This is why you don't post anything. And I'm still saying it from time to time. I will definitely have to be clicking through all your social media platforms. Even when you snapped a picture, for goodness sake, there are free editing tools. Use that thing to touch the picture, clear the background, touch the picture. Sometimes you may not be using a very good phone to snap, and it will affect the quality of the picture, but some few apps can help you just beautify those things. So stop posting anyhow things. Your social media is not a dump site. Don't let people's posts just scroll into your timeline. So if people tag you, you should be the only one seeing. Don't If it's not necessary, you don't have to grant such this in content. I stopped posting birthdays directly on my timeline. If I'm posting birthdays, it's on my story, it disappears after 24 hours, or I'm posting on my WhatsApp status, and it goes. So that way it helps to focus people's attention on who you are and what you do, what you stand for. It is not every time you come to if people just click on your profile, click on your account, they should already, by your post, by your profile description, by your cover photo and profile picture, your display picture, they should know what you do, what you stand for. Not I'm looking at what you're doing and I cannot relate with what you are doing. I can't really tell. I can't see it. So you should be able to narrow down what you do. You are not just because it's media sharing platform, you come and dump any kind of content on the platform. So there are the next thing, the sixth platform, social media platform you also know about is discussion platform. So these are discussion forums. Here people find discussion and share news, information and opinions. Example, you will see Quora, Reddit and Dig. So people are coming here on these platforms just to share information. This is another good place to build SEO. Build SEO. We are going to talk more about that because at a point, everybody, I have said it before, SEO is a compulsory training for everybody. Everybody must take that course. It's a must. So when you share on platforms like this, you hyperlink. The fact is people are asking, and the SEO, the ranking, the search ranking of all of these platforms, especially Quora, Reddit, they are so high. If you notice, when you search something that is knowledge based, you see, because it matches searchers intent, what they use to rank results. Basically, there are things algorithms read about searchers intent. Okay, I talked more about searchers intent in our last lesson. When someone is asking you what is this, it's not the same as how do I. So now when you come on Quora and you are able to answer, this is another place for social listening. People are asking too many things and they want to know. So this is a place to create a content, drop it, hyperlink it to the site. So when we are going to do SEO on our pages, on our website pages, everybody is going to handle specific pages and you have to rank them. You're going to rank the keyword. I have SEO spreadsheets. So everybody is going to pick a page and then follow that spreadsheet, look at the things needed, the keywords you are going to optimize and monitor and see the ranking. So all of these things are part of the things, the ways these ones particularly, you don't come on this place to market. You can also do reviews of a product or service people ask. But when it's more particular to technical things, so it's not about brand specific things. So this is another great place. So you talk about bookmarking and content curation platforms or networks. So users of these platforms discover, save, share, and discuss new and trendy media contents. Example, Flipboard, Pinterest, and Instagram are examples of social media networks that use bookmarks. So here, you can actually find something trending about art, designs on Pinterest, on Instagram. So when you come here, people already know what they want. If you are coming and you're adding a brand, the question is, why are you coming here? Always know what a brand stands for. I think we had a particular brand that, I don't know who opened accounts for them and put them on a healthcare brand and then put them on TikTok. And I was like, what relates TikTok? But then there was actually something that would have actually, which I think we didn't follow through very well. But then, particularly TikTok should be, if you are more into entertainment, you're more into educational content, you are more into fashion in a way of trend and then lifestyle, TikTok is going to be a nice place. But it's not going to be an ideal place for some brands, although. But because of the video, just start video sharing this thing. You can actually do short videos on TikTok, and that will be a perfect listen for you. But then you can't be everywhere at the same time. So you have to decide on what works and what will work for you. So the next thing is blogging and publishing platform network. So here, these are used to publish, discuss, and comment on online content. So here you will find WordPress, Tumblr, Medium, Wix, HubSpot, etc. So now, another great way to establish your brand authority is to share on your blog, on a blog. The reason we also have a blog, there's a difference between a full website and a blog. A full website is static, a blog is dynamic. Now, what that means is the homepage of a website, the services, the about, and all the basic information about the company is static, or brand is static. Once in a while, you can come to review. But a blog is dynamic. That's why you keep publishing and updating information every week. Okay, maybe we publish according to the calendar, you're making one blog post a week. Well, so you cannot do that, or you don't create a web page every day or every week. No. But a blog is informational. So it's another key way to also, so when you develop a strategy, part of the SEO and brand strategy should be creating information. Now, when people go to search engine and they have a problem, what do? They search how to, where to, when to, who does that, who does what, and what is. where do they end up? They end up on web pages and on blogs. What search engines shows them are blogs, blog posts, web pages. So if you are not showing up on search engine, how are you going to be? If you are not searchable, you are not hireable. So you have to find a way to put yourself, put the brand, put any brand on a website. It mustn't all be paid website. If you're starting out, you must also leverage, even when you are not starting out, other free platforms. So there's something called guest posting, and that's why I was talking about Quora. You can post on Quora and link to a website. So you need to be searchable, be where people are, so that you can be found. It's only when you are searchable, you are hireable. You can't create a great product and bury it on pages of websites that are never shown to viewers. Because there are actually ways, there are three ways you can, okay, because I've mentioned this, let me just say this. There are three ways to generate traffic. One, you work for it. One, you work for traffic. And how do you work for traffic? All the blog posts you create, you optimize to show in search engine, on search engine page. When people search, you are actually the one working for you. You are working for traffic, organic traffic, right? Then you can buy traffic. How do you buy traffic? Ad. Social media ads, you redirect to a web page. Search engine ads, you redirect to a web page. You are buying traffic. So the third way you can get traffic, you drive traffic, is borrowing traffic. Yes, you can borrow traffic. So how do you borrow traffic? When you have someone's can you imagine the time you're coming in? 8:51. Mute your mic first. So you can borrow traffic. What does it mean to borrow traffic? That's why you use network displayed ads. So a very busy website, a site with high traffic volume, has the capacity to drive traffic to other websites. You are found on other pages or on the pages of other people's websites. And how do you do that? Network displayed ads. So this is where we talk about AdSense. People are using AdSense to make money. People are making money from AdSense. And then people who are owners of those ads are actually trying to buy traffic. That's why Google does not just approve AdSense. What they are trying to do is to find who qualifies to have these ads displayed on the website by the volume of traffic they generate. It's not just Google, there are other ad networks. So people are paying to borrow traffic. Then there is something you can use display banner on other websites. That's not through you directly contact those sites. It's just like you're trying to do a guerrilla marketing kind of strategy. You do physical banner, billboard, and put somewhere. You can have a section on a website for advertisements, and on a very busy page. You can see this on Nairaland. You can also see it on Linda EKG. These are popular bloggers in Nigeria. So all of those things, you are trying to borrow traffic. So blogging and publishing networks help you to put out your contents, put out your information, put out relevant information for businesses, for people, and for any reason out there, so that people can find you on search engine. And then in that way, people can search and hire. Remember, if you are not searchable, you are not hireable. So the last, and which the ninth platform is this one. I think you don't even come as a business, stay away from it. But I have to put it here because they actually do exist. Anonymous network. Nobody knows about you in those platforms. So what do they do here? Gossip. They vent their anger, move, and all of these things, bully people online. with their identity concealed. There are social media platforms like that. It's never is a no-go area for businesses. So you see Whisper, Ask FM, and After School. All those places are for gist, for whispers, so it's a no-no. But all through, you would have been able to understand that in deciding the social media platform a business uses, you need to first understand what the business needs to achieve. What's their online goal? Why are they coming online? Why are they coming online? What do they intend to achieve? So you need to understand these things and important factors to consider when choosing. uh, okay, let me say this again. Let me zoom into it so you can see it in a bit. Sorry for the screen, so it scatters the write-up because of the screen size, but then let me read it on my phone. So social media offers the greatest and equal opportunities to every business regardless of the size or scale of operation. What counts is who is doing the right thing in the right way. So one beauty of social media is that irrespective of the size of the brand, you can outperform the biggest brand. What counts is who is doing what. That's why it's a big leverage. So if you jump on board on social media marketing train without a proper evaluation, you cannot get the best out of them. So principles are universal. That's true. Anyone who does the right thing gets the right results regardless of the brand status. That's true. So now, what important factors to consider when choosing social media platform? You need to know, because it gets to a point where people will just call you and tell you, I want my business to be on social media. I want to market. All they know is they want to be online. But it is your duty as a professional to decide which platform you recommend to them. One, what you consider, what kind of business are they, or you say what kind of business am I? You must answer that. Then two, what's your target market? Who are your target audience you are looking at? Three, what's the geographic reach of my services or product? So do I render a service? There's no single business that serves everybody in the world, because even in the world there are language barriers. So how can you be serving an English speaking this thing, and then you're talking about, of course it's not possible. Even multinational brands, they build specific web pages for specific audience. So they don't lump everything together. So what are their target markets? Okay, so okay, I've said that. What social media platforms are my audience or target markets? So like we've been able to go through the categories now. So when you've established who the target markets of this business is, then you can now talk about the audience, the platform. So you cannot choose a platform without knowing who they are coming to look for. You get there, post content, and you will not see anything. So what are your social media goals? What do you want to achieve online? Before thinking of social media platforms, what do you want to achieve online? Everybody will come up primarily, I want to sell, but actually it is not every brand that sells or that is into sell on social media. Like I told you before, have you seen anyone running ad for Ferrari, Lamborghini? They can't run those ads because people who buy those ads, they are not on social media. So they use social media not for ads, or even if they do, they only target people who have bought specific products. Their advanced way of targeting of social media, there's something called geofencing and geoconquesting. I don't want to go into that now. But then they are actually coming to look at specific, so they can showcase the brand. Those brands can actually use social media to showcase their products. They use it for product demonstration. So they are not really trying to offer you a sale. So in that kind of this, you need to know what the brand is coming to do on social media, because primarily everybody will say, I want to buy, I want to sell, I want to sell, I want to sell. But it's not every brand, every business that's on social media to sell, because their audience don't even exist on social media. So what skills, okay, what contents do they share on those platforms? So when you have known the platform that is appropriate, so what contents, be ready now for content creation. What contents will they be sharing? So what skills do I need to be able to serve the audience? You must also answer that. Important, you must also answer. Okay, so trying to scroll through something now. Okay, I think before I get to that, I want to pause here to ask you if there's anything you've not got. Is there anything that is not clear? I want to just keep talking and you're not getting me. So is there anything you're not getting you want to ask? Are we here? Okay, I want to believe that we are all here and we are getting it. Okay, so I've talked about understanding social media. So now there are metrics there are metrics, sorry. Now, when you share the content now, this is basic. First, we are not talking about ads. How do people react to content when you share it on those platforms? You need to understand, because you also need to, if you are managing social media, Stella, I said something earlier. Now, there are important days of the month, of the year, important calendar days, international day of this, international day of that. Now, this season now, this is festive season, right? If you are creating any content in this season, it means you should have elements, things on your design that show that this content is for this season. The Christmas cap you see, if you see brands that have logo, they've put a cap, a Christmas cap on their logo, simply telling people Happy Christmas, season's greetings. Simple. So all of those things are the things you try to understand seasonality in content creation. It's important. So when you create content, you also look at how do people respond. I have mentioned this thing before. When people respond to a piece of content on the platform, how do they respond to it? So you need to understand, if you are on Facebook and people are responding, what do they mean by all of the emojis they use on platforms? The reason they created emoji is to create expression. People can react to things using emojis and you are able to interpret meanings out of them. You can know when they love, you can know when they like, you know. So a whole lot of things to look out for. Awareness, your message, your engagement rate, your purchases, your retention or loyalty. There is something Facebook introduces into the platform. There is a fan badge. So someone who engages with your content the most is awarded a fan badge. So that is to show loyalty, liking for your brand. So it's actually a retained customer. That's the interpretation of that thing. You don't just see it and, as if you are a social media manager, someone earns a badge, because part of what you set up is to allow users earn badges to reward their engagement with you. People actually celebrate that thing, but the marketing idea behind that thing is to know who is loyal to your brand. Brand loyalty. That's the whole goal of that fan badge. So you also be able to understand how people are interacting through shares. Shares tell you about advocacy. They like and recommend your brand. Okay, it may not be your brand, but that piece of content that's interesting, they recommend it. So you need to be able to understand these things so you can do them in the right way. So the last thing you also need to consider, okay, before we go about that, the stages of, okay, I will not talk about this today. This is something that we are going to delve into very deep. It's just too far beyond just listening. And this is very practical. That's why I tell you, this very section we are going into, from this place now down to the end, they are very practical. We are already building into the social media marketing proper. This is where you are able to understand the whole idea behind social media and marketing. Social media and marketing. A lot of the stories I've told in the past are the things you need the background information to do. But if you are going to be a good marketer, it begins here. So I will definitely not go into this. Okay, I will not go into this now. I want to reserve this for the next class so that we are able to understand and go deeper. It's not something to rush because this thing spans to the end. When we talk about optimization, we are also going to be talking about, okay, this is about optimization, but that builds into content creation because it flows into content creation. It flows deep into, of course, that's the content, into tracking online customer behavior. How to track customer, this is part of it. And then the 6 stages of customer life cycle, the marketing insight. So I don't want to go into that aspect of this class just like that because it's so deep and I can actually spend a whole lot of time explaining one thing in a way that will give you enough depth so that on your own you can develop. If you understand this part we are going to into next time and beyond, you are going to be a very strong digital marketing strategist if you understand it. I will also share this, but the reason I've refused to share at the moment is because I want to see the participation rate in the class before I'll know who is going to be a part of this class. So that being said, do you have any question on choosing your social media platform? Is there anything you don't understand about choosing social media platform? Talked about review network, and that's why it's actually the reason tomorrow we are going to be practically seeing how to set up Google profile for any business, because that is not a social media platform but it's a review platform. So you are going to be able to onboard a client. That's part of your digital onboarding. You give them visibility. It's part of what you should do as a strategist. Everybody who wants to come online first wants to be visible. That's the primary goal of online marketing, visibility. So tomorrow we are going to be setting up Google profile, see how it is done. And of course, practically you would see the ones we have listed. And that was why I shared a web page, a link to see what it is that we have listed, how many businesses there are in the past. So you're able to practically see that. So is there any question? And part of it is that is also part of optimization. Okay, it's important to mention that. So is there any question? Anything you don't understand? I want to stop the recording now so we can talk outside the class, right? Let me say outside the class. Okay, permit me to hit the stop button now. So we had the emails that was sent out. Now this is a review session on what has been done. I'm recording this session because Kelechi particularly is not here. But then after we set out last week to get this done. We sent out emails, and the first email was sent out to 639 people. We have 10.33% open rate with 0 click-through. And how many? What's the number? Who is calculating? Anybody? Okay, maybe you work that out for yourself. So actually the click-through rate was 0. Then the second email was unlock 50,000 in funding opportunities at this event. So that email was sent to 336 people, and it had 11.32% open rate, and then had 0.63 click-through rate. So if you are to calculate that, you take a percentage, take this percentage, 10 points. Okay, the first one is 10%, 10.33% of 639. You will now see the number of persons that opened the email. So nobody actually clicked through, and I'm using the analytics. So now the second email had 639 recipients and 11.32% open rate. So the click-through was 0.63. So out of every person so can somebody just work out this number so I can give you the proper interpretation? Because that's where the sense is not in this thing.
How do we calculate it, sir?
Okay, first, let's start with the first one. You have 10% of 639. So it's actually 10.33 over 639 times 100. Okay, or you can take it the other way, reverse it. Take 10.33 over 100 times 639. 10.33 over
10.3.
over 100
Okay.
times 693.
Times 693.
Yes.
That's 71.6.
71.6. So that's to say 72 by approximation. So this tells us that out of 369 persons that were 693 persons that were 639 persons that received the email, 72 persons opened it, but nobody clicked through the first one. That's the interpretation. Yes, Stella.
Sir, if it's 639, then it is 66.001.
66.01.
Yes, sir. It is 639 persons.
So it's 66, right? You have 66.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me how you calculated yours. Let me see.
Okay, so it's 10.33 divided by 100 multiplied by the 639 persons, sir.
Okay. Gave you what?
66.01 in decimal place.
639. 639. 639. So your own is okay. What I wanted to be sure of was that you are doing the calculation fine. Okay, so whichever, at least there is something established between your answer and her answer. If your processes are right, the both of you will arrive at the same answer. Someone might be wrong here. So now this second one is 11 point. So now, okay, but then that one had no click through. So this is how you interpret your email results. I mean, when you send out an email, you need to speak in numbers. Speak in numbers. So now if you have 30, okay, take 11.32. 11.32% of 636. Stella, do that again. I'm doing this because you are a digital marketer. You are going to be writing a lot of reports. You are going to be writing a lot of reports. If it's not here, you must write here because we have templates. That's how we communicate. We have soft systems. This is how you learn. So if you don't want to be a wishy-washy
Sir, I
marketer,
got 71.99.
71 point what?
999.
71.99. So it's simply 72, right? Are you sure that was not what Goodness was calculating when you came up with something? I think you almost got her answers here. I think she was calculating this one while you were calculating the other one. That's fine.
So, sir,
Uh,
you see that first one, you told her 693 instead of 639. And this one,
oh,
the first time you said 326. But now
I think I'm responsible now.
it's like you're saying 636. So
Oh,
I'm not sure which one.
it's fine, So I plead guilty as charged. So then we have 0.3% open rate. So that's a click-through rate. So out of 11.32 persons that opened the email, 0.63 filled the form. So it can take 6.3%, 0.63% of the open rate of the delivery. Do you get? Stella, take 0.3% of 636. Okay. So are you calculating? Take 0.63% of 636. What do you have?
So let me calculate it again. You said
Calculate it again. You have now we sent out emails to 636 persons, and the number of persons that opened the email was 11.32%, which we said was 72 persons. So out of that 72 persons, okay, see this now, we have click-through rates. The click-through rate is just 0.63 of this 636. And this means that everybody who opened among these 636 persons we sent email, only 72 persons opened. So even up till now, a large number of people have not opened the email. And then only 0.63% clicked through. And possibly they ended up filling the form, but it's not all through until we look at the form page analytics, because some persons, oh yeah, calculate this and let's see if we can have a value judgment here. Calculate this, because we had subsequent emails we sent out, and then we had click-through rates too. So actually people clicked through to the landing page. So possibly the ones that clicked could be people who have clicked before and they are still checking out meeting stuff. So 0.63% of 636. So what do you arrive at? This is how to interpret results. So you are going to be doing a lot. This email marketing software is even light safe. By the time you go to Google and Facebook, this thing, the metrics are so much. So, and each of them pass different meanings. Okay, so you've got to learn and get used to analytics. All right, Stella, we have been waiting.
Okay, sir. 0.63% of 636. I got 4.01. 4.0068. That's 4.01. Two decimal places. 4.01, sir.
4.01. So this is
Yes,
to tell you that
decimal.
this is to tell you that of every 11th, this is 72, right? 72 persons now. So every 72nd person that visited filled out the form. That's just simple. So 4 out of every 72 persons fill out the form. 4 out of every 72 persons fill out the form. But most times the click-throughs will not be complete until you look at the analytics on the landing page. And this is where, for web designers and website managers, these things are not splitted. Now, this is an email analytics, but then you have a broader view of what the person who clicked through the website did on the website. Some of them didn't actually fill out, or some of them did not actually fill out. Some of them ended up on the website and then clicking away, clicking some other things, getting distracted. That is why fundamentally, thank God you are here, Donatus, and all of Precious, and all of you that will be working with, not like you be designing. I mean, not everybody here is into web design, but you should have this idea. Learn, so that any day you are giving recommendation, tell people what is obtainable, what standard. Don't build a form page. On your form page, what I do is, if a form is on this page, there is no sidebar. Don't allow a form page with sidebars full of distractions. Those things they increase your form abandon rate. People don't fill forms to the end, and then, or they abandon carts because you are trying to display other similar products everywhere. Now, WooCommerce, if you notice, all the similar products you see them only on the product page. You will not see it on the checkout page. You will not see it on the cart page. You don't see them. If you are building a website, I professionally advise web designers, remove sidebar, use a full width page, so that there is nothing distracting them from filling the form. That's not the page to come and put excess designs. Just leave it bare and straightforward, interactive form. In most cases, but very exceptional, I recommend hiding the footer, but sometimes it's not. But then that thing keeps people's focus on form submission. They don't rush, they don't abandon, and they don't see things that distract them around. So they are able to fill out the form. Even while you make your forms too short, I mean, don't let your form feeds show. If the form is long, use pagination. If the form does not show you pagination, like the form plugin I use the most, is registration magic. You can hide other fields, so the next field will only display when you fill the first one. So you are actually thinking you've got to the end, because you're going to see submit button. As you're filling one, another one is showing, you're filling one, another one is showing, you're filling one. Before you know, they will fill out everything and submit, because they are not feeling lazy about it. They don't even know how many form fields are still ahead. This is a strategy. This is a strategic class. Know this one and know peace in digital marketing. These are some of the tricks that you might not even find just common everywhere. So this is good for you. Beautiful. At this point, I've told you tomorrow we are going to do Google profile optimization. So if you have done something and you're having challenge with your web design, we'll attend to that and swiftly move on, because by next week, WiseTech Business Solutions will be launching a campaign, which of course we are really targeting something which we'll be working on, because at the end of the day, the people are still going to come back to us. So I gave you contents, a website link to review. So review that, but then we have something to do, which Kosi was going to talk about. I don't know if he's still around. I think he left. So Stella, everybody now tell me your reports on your ongoing classes. We have just about 20 minutes to do this. Stella, unmute. How far have you gone with your classes?
Okay, sir, for the hotspot.
Are you taking, yeah, what are you taking on HubSpot? Is it not social media marketing?
Oh, yes, yes, sir. Social media
So
marketing.
have you finished?
No, sir, I'm not done.
Why are you not done up till now?
So I'm still going through the courses.
Are you going through? How was the time you are
Yes,
devoting to it?
I try to devote like but it's not every day.
You got to use, do you have a glow line? Or glow has been funded
Glow.
into, but you need a glow line to be able to do those things. Like do night plan, good night plan, 100 naira every night at least is affordable for you. For 1 gig for 5 nights, at least flow at that pace. Every night you should have finished by now. I don't know why you are dragging it. Precious, what are you currently working on?
Yes, I was taking social media marketing too.
So how far have you gone with that? That your social media marketing that doesn't want to finish, or you don't want to finish it.
No, sir. I'll finish up everything this week.
You better finish and show me that certificate too.
I will, sir.
So you, Victory, apart from the fact that I asked you to get in touch with Stephanie, you don't know you'll be taking, what are you working on now? Because even your Stella, I asked you to design, to start learning graphic content creation using Canva. I invited you to Canva. What have you? I asked you to collaborate with Precious on something. How far?
Okay, and sir, I tried designing like a template, a quote template, a template for quote post.
Mhm.
So I would forward it to you, sir, so that you can rate it.
I want you probably to collaborate so you learn. if people collaborate on doing things, you will learn faster and easier. Victory, Precious, and Stella. Contents. Let content speak. I don't want to see anything shabbily. I don't want to see anything shabbily at all. Your contents must speak. So, Donatus, how far have you gone with your web design? I think you've been sailing through all this while. So how far now? What's the progress? Are you talking to us?
I've been going through the videos and I'm currently at building basic web page now.
Okay, that means you must have finished
So
all those.
I've been replicating it.
Okay,
I'm currently working. Eh?
that means you must have finished all those
I'm
WordPress
currently working on
Elementor.
responsiveness. I'll
Elementor.
install
Wow.
my
Wow.
Elementor.
Yeah. I like that.
So I've installed my Elementor. I'm using my Elementor now.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I
Yes,
want you
yes, yes.
to get good at
Yes.
it because I will soon bring you on a live site
So
to
I'm on
do,
Elementor
to
now.
do something. That's beautiful.
I'm using the tool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I mean, I like it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. I like people who I like seriousness. So I'm hoping that you get done very soon. The beauty of it is you should at the end of what you are doing, you are going to be able to build a web page. So if you can actually deploy that tool very well, I should now begin to take you into on-page optimization. So if you are granted access to a page, you will not scatter anything because you've known the basics. Precious, you are actually supposed to be taking that this thing. What did you do? You did not show me your Precious. You only watched the video. Tell me, unmute your mic now and tell me what you created out of your you've not shown me your web pages. Unmute. Uh-huh. Elementor. With Elementor, you're supposed to be building a web page.
Yes.
Okay. Your assignment.
I only did
Uh-huh.
the WP local.
Do you want Donatus to educate you? What did you do on WP Local? You that started this thing. WP Local is like your hosting machine. You don't have web hosting access right now, but what helps you build your website and is running and showing you as if it's being hosted is WP Local. So if you set up WP Local, you have not built a website. You only set a local hosting machine running on your computer. Is that what it is, Donatus?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what it is. Until you begin to build, you cannot know how to build a website by just watching videos. So you need to build. I told them in the last class that I know somebody who has taught web design for years and she hasn't even launched a single website. You cannot experience, you can't know what it is to debug. You think it's just building or coding on that thing. By the time you begin to run it and you're seeing errors, you will now know that web design is, you need to get to become a pro at it. It's when you encounter challenges you are able to fix and then you gain mastery of. So it's not enough watching those videos. So between now, tomorrow we are going to be doing something different because next week we are going to have the last session for the year. But then we are still active and running because after our ad that is going to be running next week, we will be doing we will be onboarding clients, and that's why we'll deploy what we are going to learn tomorrow. We hope to deploy some clients by next What did I just say? Deploy. On board, oh. That's what I actually meant to say. On board. So that's what we'll be doing. Will that be fine? Is that okay? It's okay. Whether you say yes or not, it is okay. But by next week, we are going to be practicing what we are going to do tomorrow. You are both laughing. Whether you say yes or not, it's yes. So by next week, we are going to be running hard, and I will teach you part of what I told you we are going to do next year. That's why I don't want to jump into the remaining parts of this class. This section I actually left is very practical. That's why I wouldn't have to be doing all of that. So yeah. Again, I asked Stella, we need to start social media activity on Quantum Leap. You generated a list of contents and said, oh yeah, associated images should be generated. That's graphic content, and then videos. And I said, collaborate with Precious and Victory. Victory is going to collaborate with you two on graphics. So I want you to do a social calendar on your own. I've not taught you what social calendar is, but I know you are not new to it. So you are going to be posting on Instagram and Facebook. I'm leaving it up to you to come up with the number of contents you are going to be posting. Yes, you're raising your hand now. What do you want?
And sir, please, I want to talk about the quantum leap. I'm not
Mhm.
able to switch accounts. So I'm having issues with like switching accounts so that I can do certain things.
Okay, I will take you personally on that. I think you're not getting something right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, so is there anything more here? Anybody? So if there is nothing, since we are on this call, I will use the same this platform to show you what I'm talking about, Stella. So at this point, everyone who feels you can leave, or you do that. Now let me show Stella what she's trying to do. Thank you for showing up. And then tomorrow, everybody is compulsory to be here, because all the things we are going to be doing next week is going to be done tomorrow. So you have to come. Not when we are onboarding clients and then you are doing I did not. You cannot be here and cannot. All right. Bye to the rest of you.